So in a couple weeks, we're going to be switching to daylight savings time. And I was just reading this article that quite a number of states now want to abolish the change, but they need federal approval. Um, and I have a few comments to make about this. I just think people are very stupid and forgot all about how time really works. So imagine you and I work together for some reason, and I make an appointment with you to meet up every Tuesday exactly an hour after the sun has crossed the meridian. That's fine. Or we could do even something even more awkward. We could do every 7 times that the moon crosses the meridian, we'll meet exactly when the moon crosses the meridian. There's nothing to prevent us from doing that. For some reason, we humans worship government time. I don't know why. For some reason, we've become so enslaved to whatever the government says that we've forgotten that we're free to arrange our affairs however we want. I am very surprised that, in this day and age, we don't have private time zones. It kind of reminds me when I was a kid, my parents used to have this habit that drove me nuts. They would set all the clocks around the house 5 or 10 minutes fast. They would make me set my watch like that, which seems like a good idea until, we're in a hurry and my mom was like, don't worry about it, that clock is 10 minutes fast. So she basically created a private time zone that was 10 minutes ahead of Eastern time. We were living in the East Coast, Eastern time zone. And it just drove me nuts. I mean, if you're going to create a whole new time zone, why are you, why are you then compensating for it when you're trying to get me to rush out the door? I'd rather know the exact time. Kind of interesting. I love to view the night sky. I talked about this in the previous video, and one of my favorites is to get the planets in opposition and get the exact opposition. So here in Seattle, we have a time when it's midnight. It's really, from an astronomical point of view, it's really something like 12:36, if I remember correctly. And when I travel to Ellensburg, I mentally think Ellensburg is like 7 minutes ahead of Seattle because I love viewing the night skies. So that makes sense to me. But there's nothing to prevent anybody from saying, let's meet when Jupiter is exactly overhead. There's nothing to say we have to follow it. We can follow daylight or standard time all year round if we wanted to, right? If I own a business and I want to say I'm open 9 to 5, but I use standard time all year, there's nothing stopping me from doing that. I am surprised we don't have more opt-outs like that. So, for example, here in the Redmond area, the biggest company is probably Microsoft, right? If Microsoft wanted to opt out of daylight saving, they could very easily do that, right? A lot of other companies would have to probably accommodate them. I am surprised it doesn't happen more often. Why does the government have to tell us how we measure time, right? The other thing I find a little bit astonishing is that they want to use daylight time during the whole year. And I was talking to, so this is how stupid some people are. I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and he tells me he would rather have his extra time after work than before. That's why he would prefer daylight. You can have your fucking extra time after work! You don't have to renumber all the hours just to do that! Oh, I don't know how some people have been so brainwashed by all of this that they can't even think anymore. It drives me nuts! I mean, the whole clock system was designed based on the sun being at the meridian at noon, and if you want to fucking get off work before the sun sets, fucking do that. Don't renumber things just to have that work that way.